Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. You know, if you're not living the life of your dreams and you're having a rewarding career, a relationship, good health, well, it could be that you just need to get out of your own way. And are you really living if you're not? Our next guest, Vincent Genna, is a psychic therapist and he's a medium. He's also the author and has a weekly podcast called The Genna Effect. He says that our brains can unconsciously create blocks that sabotage our efforts. I'm extremely intrigued. Vincent, welcome to the show, but I'm more intrigued about this great life that you had. You had another life before you did all this. You were a dancer. You were actually in a big famous movie, right?
Oh, you're absolutely right, Mitch. And if I was going to be in any movie, this would be the one. Do you think this gives it away at all?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, Grease. We're talking about Grease. It's unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Tell
and
us
the first one
go ahead.
with Olivia NewtonJohn and John Travolta. An incredible experience of my life.
You know, you mentioned those two names there, and of course, with the passing of Olivia Newton-John, tell us what she was like. I mean, because not a lot of people get your experience.
Oh my gosh, she was an absolute sweetheart, just as she portrayed herself in the movie. That's exactly who she was in real life. I mean, she invited us to her Malibu home. We had parties while we were filming. She's just an incredible soul, and even spent time with me during our first rehearsal. So I've got fond memories of Olivia.
All right. Well, and you could tell she was loved by so many. All right. A psychic therapist. First, you got to tell me what that is.
All right. Well, here I did. I actually became a psychic first when I was 28 years old. It was thrust upon me because I wanted to help a friend. And so it was very important for me if I was going to be going into the human mind, and I get deep down in there, Mitch, right where those dark demons are, the inner dark places of the human mind. I wanted to make sure I was responsible enough and I understood the human mind. So I decided to go back to school as an adult, and I got my BA in psychology and my master's in clinical social work. So I did a lot of psychotherapy work as well. Well, I wanted to combine both of those abilities and use the tools from both. So that's why I call myself a psychic therapist. We get right to the core. And when you have a reading with me, it's like 12 years of psychotherapy anyway. So in 1 hour.
I love it. Your personality just beams over just positivity. And that's actually what part of your message is. As I mentioned at the top, we are in our own way. How does our brain unconsciously hold us back?
Oh, well, Mitch, it's about survival. That's the reason why the brain does that. The two highest functions of the brain is one, to keep us alive, and two, to protect us in order to keep us alive. So when we're first growing up and we receive our first negative messages from the environment, no matter who is in that, and we develop these bad, maladaptive self-beliefs. I call them the I'm nots. I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable. I'm not deserving, right? Well, they don't feel good, and it makes it very difficult for us to function in life with beliefs like that. So what the brain does is it creates a shield, a protective mechanism. The adult-made mind is what I call it in my book, where all the defense mechanisms are harbored. So it creates a new set of beliefs to shield you and protect you from those original ones so you can function. So in psychology, we also called it coping mechanisms.
Okay. Yeah.
So you suppress all of that stuff. But we're more than just physical beings there, Mitch.
Right. And, you know, those, are they all formed when we were a child, or is it experiences that can add on to it? Or do we always need to look back as our childhood is where we got these self-beliefs?
Well, there's where they start. And for the most part, most adults don't create new maladaptive beliefs. They just keep compounding the original I'm not good enough. It's the trigger points. People also call them the button pushers. All of those things that bring on those old feelings from when we were younger, bad feelings about ourselves, that happens throughout our entire lives. And that brain keeps creating defense mechanisms to shield and block it, shield and block it.
Right.
But then you're not manifesting what you want because most people don't believe what they think they believe.
And I'm sure just a few minutes you can't fully explain, but how do we clear those unconscious blocks and get them out of the way so that we can progress?
All right. I go into great detail in my book, The Secret That's Holding You Back. The first thing is you must acknowledge that you are having these defense mechanisms. So if you're not getting the things in your life that you want, you've got to be able to admit and say to yourself, okay, I'm getting in my way. The second thing you need to do is be brave enough to face those inner feelings, to bring them to the surface so that you can retrain your subconscious mind, so that you can replace those negative self-feelings with, I am good, I am wonderful, I am deserving, I am lovable. And once you begin to do that and practice it, it seems like such an easy process.
Right.
It is, Mitch, but it's a difficult practice because you got to do it all the time, almost every single day. I'm still dealing with little Vincent, who wants to keep popping his head up and saying, you're not going to do good, you're not good enough, because of all the messages I received when I was younger. But if you do the work, it's worth it, and you can create the life of your dreams and become unstoppable, Mitch.
All righty. Well, you know, anytime we can get through something, you obviously get excited about it and want others, and I'm sure you do. Your website, you can check out vincentgenna.com. You can get your book there as well. Vincent, great to hear from you, and I really appreciate your spirit. And I have to say, very first psychic therapist I've ever talked to. I appreciate it. So thank you.